The hip hinge is a great exercise to start off with. We can use a dowel to help teach the movement. We want to place the dowel on the back so that it's in contact with the back of the head, between the shoulder blades, and then also on the sacrum. With a soft bend in the knees, we want to push our hips back like we're trying to touch the wall back behind us, and then come back up to that original starting position. The most common error is that somebody will flex through the spine, and so when they do that, they'll lose contact with the sacrum. And so when they perform this, we just want to remind them to keep contact with all 3 points as they push those hips back and then come back up to that starting position. We can then progress the challenge of this exercise by doing a banded pull through. So we want the exercise band anchored behind us and then take a step out so that we have a little tension on the band, and then we just do the same hip hinge with the resistance. So we want to push our hips back towards the anchor and then extend the hips so that we're fully extended at the top, and then back down to that original starting position. So again, trying to keep that spine in neutral as we extend the hips at the top of the movement, squeezing the glutes, and then coming back. Once somebody's comfortable with the movement with the banded pull through, then we can progress the exercise where the anchor point is now going to be at our feet. So now the load is going to be more vertical, which is more similar to a traditional deadlift. So again, we can use the exercise band here and then do the same hip hinge. So we want to push the hips back, keeping the spine relatively neutral, and then coming back up, extending the hips, and then back down against the resistance. And then finally, we can progress by adding a little bit of load to the exercise. We can either use a dumbbell, a kettlebell, or a barbell if we want to. And initially, we might increase the height of where the weight is located, so that way we're working through a smaller range of motion until somebody feels more comfortable, and then increasing the range of motion. For the hip hinge, everything stays the same. So we'll have a soft bend in the knees, our hips flexed, we'll grab onto the weight, and then squeezing the glutes, lift up so that we're in an upright position, and then slowly back down to that starting position, trying to keep our spine in neutral and really just working on extending through the hips. So again, we'll contract the glutes, lift up to that starting position, and then back down. And then once somebody feels comfortable and confident with the movement, we can then increase the range of motion. And so grabbing the weight, squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping the spine in neutral, and then contracting the glutes, lift up to that upright position again, and then back down. So again, everything just stays the same, but now we're just working through a larger range of motion.